The F-150 Lightning. I reviewed one of those recently, so we're not going to go through the whole thing again. Instead, we're going to do something more controversial. I can't say that word. I'm sorry about my accent. We're going to do a tow test with it. But before we get there, there's something that I need to address. My review of the F-150 Lightning got a lot of views, and a lot of the responses weren't very positive to what I had to say about it. This is despite me saying that I really like the F-150, that the F-150 might be my favorite half-ton pickup truck, and it probably is. Despite me saying that I own a Ford product, and I'm very happy with it. And instead, it focused on what I said about Ford's marketing for this Lightning pickup truck. Because what I said is that Ford should have had one, maybe a Halo truck with it, something in terms of a Raptor or the original Lightning that was more of a street rod pickup truck, which they could have easily done just by, dropping it and making it a little bit cooler. And they didn't do this. They just mimicked the conventional pickup truck, which is great because that's obviously what sells. But sometimes having a Halo model is a good idea. So I got a lot of negative feedback for that, but at the same time, people interpret that criticism of Ford's marketing as me not liking the truck, which is just wrong. I liked it. I really liked it. And I also said that the range was not what it was advertised, which is normal for every single EV. And again, I did say that as well, because nobody's going to get 300 miles out of this. There's just no way when you're driving with the AC on, or you're driving faster than whatever the EPA tests their vehicles at, which I think is 50 miles an hour. It's just not feasible. And I thought this would be understood by everyone, but I guess I missed my point in that. Regardless, let me say this again. I like the truck. This truck is great. I liked all the F-150s I have driven. I would buy one if I needed or wanted a truck, or a full-size truck, but I don't, so I don't have one. Okay, with that said, let's get started with a tow test on it, which is very controversial because EVs don't make good tow vehicles for a number of reasons. If you want to tow a big trailer, this may not be the best vehicle for you because it is limited to either 7,700 pounds or 8,000 pounds. And I say either 7,700 or 8,000 pounds because I've seen both numbers in Ford specs, which is sort of frustrating me, but it does vary by trim. But generally, with all-wheel drive, with dual motors, with the big battery, it should have either 7,700 or 8,000 pounds, and I don't know which one it is. For this test, I hooked up the biggest trailer I could find, which was a 32-foot, 3-axle enclosed trailer. It was empty. We're assuming the dead weight of that trailer is over 6,000 pounds, but probably under 7,000 pounds. We couldn't get the exact number on it. I charged the car at a fast charger before getting it. That charger allowed me to only charge to 85% of the battery. I then had to drive to the trailer because nobody keeps their trailer next to a battery charging station. That was about 40 miles away, and I believe the battery, when we connected the trailer, was something in the 68%, but you'll see it in the video. To summarize it did shockingly, surprisingly well, much better than I expected, with the caveat going that there was some range anxiety, which you'll see in a video. But if this tows really, really well, and I think it has to do with its weight, because you need weight to tow weight, and with the torque. It did surprisingly well. I'm impressed by it. Okay, now without further ado, here and now, many, many takes, is the video from my road trip with the trailer. For the trailer test of this F-150 Lightning, we've got a 32-foot, 3-axle trailer, which is empty inside, and it weighs approximately 5, 6, maybe as much as 7,000 pounds. The towing capacity of this vehicle, of this Lightning, is 7,700 pounds. So we're well within limit, although it is a lot. We got it hooked up. It's nice. It didn't sag barely any at all, which I'm actually impressed by so far. And let's see how it goes. But before we even start it, we ran into some problems hitching it. So first things first, Barry, you want to tell us about what our problem here is? Starting maybe with the...
Sure. First thing was...
This is very counter the race performance, by the way.
Just the setup is pretty robust for this trailer thing, but these are pretty standard trailer eye hooks. They're just a little bit big, so we're just going to have to kind of go from the back, which is a good idea anyways. The other thing we ran into is that the trailer pin, we've got a standard trailer pin here, and just locking it in was kind of difficult. There wasn't a lot of space to move back there. Just little nuanced things, and especially if you hook up different trailers every time, you may find it a little bit annoying. There's certainly tons of ways you can work around this problem, but just from an onset, it's easier to have something a little bit more flexible than a big trailer hookup like this.
Yeah. We did connect the electrical inside. It's got a cool feature that allows you to test the Lightning. It does all the lights and blinkers for you. A lot of trucks do that now. But we're going to tow this. We've got 64% of battery life left. Percent of battery capacity left, and 184 mile range without a trailer. We have about, 40-50 miles to go to the shop. And we're both curious as to how it's going to do. I've got high hopes and low expectations. But we got chargers along the way. So let's see how it goes. It's going to be fun. Wish us luck. So another thing that we're both interested in is the fact that it hasn't sagged at all after hooking up this big ass trailer to it. And it's not like this has airbags or anything. It's just a big coil spring on the shock over here. Big heavy axles connected right to the, or half shafts I should say, or half axles, whatever the hell you want to call them, hooked up to the motor over here and those beefy lower control arms. And yeah, it rides really smooth, empty. And then it didn't sag at all with this trailer. So I'm very curious to see how it's going to go down the road. See ya. The tow mode is engaged. 2 miles in, and our range dropped from whatever it was to 87 now, with the battery still at 62%. So I'm very curious if we'll make our 40-mile journey without having to recharge. I have a feeling we will, but man, that was a big drop almost instantly.
So the only real nail biter that we have towing with this Lightning and this 32-foot trailer is the range. And this is something that everyone has. I own an EV myself. Range anxiety. We've got a little bit of range anxiety going on right now because when we plugged in, we had 64% battery, which was about 180 some odd miles of range. The second we plugged into the trailer, it said you have 90 miles of range, and at that same 64% battery. We're kind of going along at the speed limit or a little bit under the speed limit, and it seems to be chugging right through the battery in the truck. I think we're gonna make it maybe with 5 or 10 miles of range left. That's kind of my guess. So for what it reported as a 90-mile trip, it was really a 50-mile trip. So it's going rather quickly. So it's something to be mindful of, but like any EV, you just need to understand the range and understand what your goals are, and just plan accordingly.
Yeah, and again, this is a huge trailer. This trailer is meant for a three-quarter ton truck or a 1-ton truck. It is empty. We chose it because it was the biggest trailer we could find, and it was actually, available to be moved. and needed to be moved. So I figured, hey, why not? But again, this is not something that most people would pull with this truck. But it is well within its capacity, both in terms of tongue weight and the trailer weight. And it's driving remarkably well, other than that little battery fiasco. So wish us luck. Next update soon. So we're still on the road. We got 24 miles to go, or about that. Again, I had to unplug my phone. We're at 30% battery capacity, where we started off with what? What did we start off with?
64%.
We started off with 64% and about a 30-mile range. We're about 15 miles into our drive, and we're down to 30% and 38-mile range. Did I get that right?
No, we're, I think it was a 56-mile thing, so we're about 30 miles in. So we killed about 34% battery in 30 miles. So our effective range is probably going to be 60 miles with this trailer. Which, luckily for us, we only need to go 56 miles. So
we're going to get there basically on empty. On fumes, as you would say.
Yeah.
How do you say fumes in the electrical?
I don't know. Volts? Like millivolts
on
or whatever?
Single electrons?
Yeah, it's not going to be a lot, but it should be able to get this thing over to Walmart to get to the charge point charger and get this thing juiced up again. But it's so far everything's been going well, aside from a little bit of range anxiety. But that's what we signed up for, so that's what we're dealing with.
All right. So we got a notice on dash. Driving range low. Hit OK to confirm. 30 miles left. 23 battery percentage.
All right. Thanks for letting us know. It's not like we were watching the battery go down every second.
Yeah, but we're like Thelma and Louise. We're just going for it.
Yeah, we'll make it.
What's the worst that can happen? We'll just need 2 tow trucks, right?
Yeah, should be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yep.
Hopefully. Maybe.
We'll see. So this trailer is awesome around town, or for short distance tows. We're hooked up to one of my 2-car long haul trailers, race trailers. So it's really not the most fair test, or use case for this truck, because this trailer is best suited behind a 25 or 3500, preferably with a dual axle, just to keep the bumper pull sway down. But truthfully, the sway on this with this big long triaxle trailer behind this fairly lightweight, so to speak, F-150 Lightning is really nice.
Doesn't feel like there's any sway.
No. I mean there is, but it obviously rewards you for driving smooth and trailing without a lot of jerky movements.
It does have stability thing for trailer sway.
Oh, okay. Great.
I don't know if it's working, if it's on. I think it's on. I think it's on by default. So you may be getting some of that. But I don't know how that would impact you. Regardless, we've got 23 miles on the battery and probably about 12 to go. So we're doing good. I think we're going to get there. Just get there.
I-93.
So here we are, final leg of our journey. We have 15 miles of range and 4 miles left till we make it to our destination. So we'll arrive with a couple percent on the battery. Hopefully that's enough to let us skate a couple miles down the street after we drop the trailer to get everything charged up. So far so good. Looks like we're gonna make it. We'll update you if we do.
So interesting part, when you put the navigational system on, the one in the truck, not like your Waze on your phone, it says you got 2.9 miles to go with a 13-mile range and your battery is low. But interestingly, it doesn't really suggest that you go and charge it. It doesn't really suggest where your nearest charger is. Now, we've set up the navigation, the factory navigation, once we were halfway there. So maybe it would have done it had we did it in the beginning. But it's not telling us that we should get off and charge it, but just telling us that we're going to get there and have about 10 miles of range left, which is more than enough to get us somewhere. We arrived and we got 11 miles left. Bear's now backing this thing up. He's really a pro at it, but I don't think he can talk and back it up at the same time. I know I would have a challenge with this. But we made it, and Bear, what did you say 2 minutes ago?
Oh, this truck really towed everything well. The only challenge with backing up is, I think we mentioned earlier, this doesn't have tow mirrors, so it makes it a little bit challenging just to see the end of the trailer. Luckily, I know where I'm at right now, so I can navigate this. It's not terrible.
We also have this Ford backup assist that we haven't tried, but I honestly don't know how to use it. And this guy's really good at it, so I'm not going to bother him. But it's not the challenging of backing up. It's not the challenge of backing up with it. It's just the visibility of the length of the trailer. So we're not
Arriving at Ace Performance.
So that's not the problem. But this thing tows great. All those things that we worried about, like the brakes I was mentioning, the 22-inch wheels, and the suspension, or how it would ride, none of it was an issue. This thing was pretty damn good. I think I'm impressed, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I'm very impressed with how this towed.
Yeah, the range anxiety was expected, and it was that. But overall, I am impressed.
Very impressed. We made it with 9% or 11 miles to go, so I think we're pretty good. Oh, now it's saying that vehicle range is below the Pro Power.
No, so the Pro Power is the power that you get to use if you want to like plug stuff into it, like your power tools or whatever.
Oh, okay, got it.
So it has nothing to do with anything. It just says that, hey, we can't do anything else on this battery because you're an idiot and you drained it, basically.
Yeah, okay.
But we're good. We're going to unhitch the trailer, and I'm going to go and charge this bad boy.
All right.
See you.
Thanks.
So I'm here at Electrify America charging this thing, and it's charging pretty damn fast at 170 kilowatt per hour. 175. Let me get this camera right. 175 kilowatts, which is it's not super fast charging, but it's fast charging. And I just want to reflect on this drive that we made. I've noticed that the towing was smooth and easy, and I think it had a lot to do with the weight of this vehicle, because you need weight to tow weight, and because of its motors, because of its battery, it is heavier. I'll find out by how much to an equivalent F-150 gasoline engine, but I'm sure that had a lot to do with it, and especially with the motors and battery being low in the chassis. And the second thing is, we did some math, and with this 7,000 pound trailer or so, 32 feet long, 3-axle, about 8-9 feet high, we calculated that it was going about 1% of battery per mile driving at highway speeds. We were going between 55 and 65 most of the time, and a little bit slower on side roads. And the math showed 1% per mile. So it gives you, while towing that much of a trailer, probably as big of a trailer and as heavy of a trailer as anybody going to put on this, the math worked out to about a maximum of 90 some mile range. So if you want to tow with this, you can. Just know your limits, and if you're going to tow long distances, you may want to consider a conventional pickup truck. But other than that, short distances or smaller trailer, this is great.